You know, I'm not sure what I'm getting ready to say, but rest assured that it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be genuine, but it's gonna be more than anything unapologetically me. I have internally embraced something I I, I say pretty recently, and it's been something that I've known for a long time. Oh, and before anybody who's watching this, especially people who've known me forever and very, very close to me, no, I'm not gay. I'm not coming out of the closet. Um, uh, no, I'm not on the run. My name really is Rich Camacho. That's a strong name. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, you already knew that. But externally, I am pretty much getting ready to venture off into something that has always been a part of me. You can see this here. Here's a logo to my podcast that I created the idea a long time ago, and it's called the Greatest F.O.E, and it is an acronym for the greatest form of expression, which to me, is the hip hop culture, without a shadow of a doubt. Hip hop is everything to me. It is the very embodiment of who I am. But me and my brothers, we have shot hours and hours. I mean, probably over 20 hours of footage. I'm sure you guys have probably seen little clips here and there, little snippets of stuff, but nothing for, no actual official hard launches. Pause, by the way. But a few weeks back, well, probably a couple months back now, I had the opportunity to be coached and mentored by some heavyweights in the podcasting game by the name of David Shands and CJ Quinney, who is a part of the Secret of Success podcast with Coach E.T. himself, Mr. Eric Thomas. That all came from, just being kind of in the somewhat in with David's partner with the Social Proof podcast, which happens to be my direct mentor, Mrs. Donnie Wiggins. And that woman has been just everything for me. But these last few months where I was provided the opportunity to be taught and coached by these amazing people, have taught me something about me. And I've always been, I guess what you could say, non-authoritative. Always had a little bit of problem with, reporting to my boss, quote unquote. I've just always seen more from me. But the one thing that I came across earlier this morning was be you. They'll adjust. And that is so profound to me. I've always bet on myself, which unfortunately a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us get caught up in whatever we're doing on our day-to-day lives, one of my least favorite conversations to have is when you say how you doing to somebody and they say, Same shit, different day. Here's the classic, same old shit. And I'm like, damn, you really ain't gonna do nothing about changing that, huh? Okay. All right, well, it's all love. You know, I'll love you from a distance. I mean, as if I love you at all. But I know that kind of energy is not a part of my circle. Don't want that to be a part of my circle. Don't need that to be a part of my circle. I need consistent progression. I need the want for more. I want people in my circle. I want my kids. I want my wife, me, and my family, and my closest friends. And, you know, again, anybody who's in my immediate circle, I want them all to be in the state of the understanding that, as another, entrepreneur says, Mr. Ash Cash, abundance is my birthright. And it is. And for those of you who don't understand that, you need to figure out why you don't understand that. It is. Abundance is your birthright. It is literally, I mean, you know, if you guys follow basic instructions before leaving Earth, which, by the way, stands for Bible, it's okay. You'll get that on the way home. But it's in the book. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is my birthright. I got a hunger for more. And I'm going to keep getting it. The grind don't stop. The grind has been here since my dad drove through a snowstorm to get his wife, my mom, to the hospital to make sure that she can give birth to me in an actual building and not in the middle of a snowstorm on April 7th, 1978, which, by the way, you heard me right, April 7th, snowstorm. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, the boy was born at 7:15 a.m. and had the nerve to weigh 7 pounds and 15 ounces. I'm just telling you right now, if I was born July 15th with those numbers, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but, you know, it had just been incredibly, you know, ironic, the whole 7:15 thing. But, you know, but I knew that I was different, you know, from early on. And I knew that I was very, very into creating and tapping into myself and learning who I was. And, you know, two of my closest brothers in my entire life said to me rather recently, you know, you've always had your own style, almost like you have your own vocabulary. And if somebody doesn't know you, they won't even know what to do with you. And you know what? Like, I never thought about it in that regard, but, you know, listening to them say that, it was like, damn, they're right. And I like it that way. In fact, I prefer it that way. So, Chief Bally, Salawish's dough, thank you for that. But yeah, right now, going back to the Greatest F.O.E podcast, I had to be me. Like Mr. David Shan said to me, be authentically you. And it just hit me. It hit me that I was missing a big, big part of me when it comes to expression and art expression. And one day, you know, looking at, you know, right here, if you can see F.O.E, which I said earlier stands for form of expression. It also could stand for form of entertainment. And for me, again, because this is all personal and authentically me, the greatest form of expression is hip-hop, but the greatest form of entertainment is professional wrestling. Now, I know some of you might get that immediately and say, "Oh wow, that's great. I see how they go together." And some of you might be looking at me saying, "Yeah, this nigga crazy. I'm about to shut this off. I'm about to continue scrolling. Where's the next fat ass on my IG feed? You know what I mean? Or where's the next, shade room post? Because this nigga don't even know what he's talking about." But that's okay, because if that's you, then you're not a part of my audience anyway. As I said, I'll love you from a distance then. That's if I love you at all. But for those of you who actually love the hip hop culture, and for those of you who actually love the professional wrestling culture, I'm talking to you. You're my niche. Does anybody actually know how to pronounce that word correctly? I mean, I'm not sure. I need some European friends. I mean, somebody got to tell me how to pronounce that the proper way. But I'm gonna go with niche because I like the way it sounds. You know what I mean? But either way, you're my niche audience. There's no way that I'm the only person in the whole goddamn world, okay, who absolutely loves the hip hop culture and who loves the professional wrestling culture. And, but I promise you, there's nothing out there for us. I've done my research, okay? There's a million hip hop podcasts out there. There's 1.2 million wrestling podcasts out there. But upon my field research, data analysis and just, looking into things, I found 5 podcasts that intertwine both hip hop and professional wrestling. And the most recent one that I came across posted a video July of 2022. I mean, honestly, even if they posted a video 3 minutes ago, I got no competition. I'm creating my own lane here. So again, unless my internet browser don't work and SEO is against my field research, there's not a lot out there being provided for my niche audience. And to be honest with you, even if it was, I really could give a shit less, because you're going to get me whether you like it or not. And we're going to talk hip hop, and we're going to talk professional wrestling, and we're going to talk, we're going to embrace why these two worlds are almost the same. The overtop personas, the incredible characterizations, the personalities, the artistry, but the one common denominator that I had to kind of convince my coach, David Shans, because he asked me, he looked at me crazy when I told him what I was doing, and he said, how does this even make sense? And I told him all of that, and he was like, okay, but you have something that's going to grab the people? How? I said, yeah, there's one common denominator for real, the real solid foundation between both cultures, and it's called storytelling. Come on, man. Some of the most prolific writers ever come from the hip hop culture, and some of the greatest stories ever written, like literally ever in music history. Okay. But we're not even talking about music history. We're just talking about hip hop and the culture of, the struggle, oppression, anything you could think of just, what you went through when you lived in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm from Irvington, New Jersey. Okay? Like, I am from the hood. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's what created the callous that is my external being. You know what I mean? And people's stories are made in audio form. Once somebody puts that pen to pad and go in that booth and record that amazing, you know, those amazing lyrics that they wrote down, and it sounds even better with somebody's production to it and everything. And believe me, I'm talking to you through experience, okay? Because I'm not only just, you know, hair club for men. You know what I mean? I'm not only a client, and my hair is beautiful, by the way. But I am not only just a hair club for client. You know what I mean? Well, client of the hair club for men. I am the president. Yeah, you're talking to a, you know, I guess I could probably call myself now a former hip hop artist, rap artist. Talking about 20, 22, 23 years of doing that, man. I know what it is to write my ass off. I know what it is to, you know, record albums after albums after albums, solo projects, group projects, and just leave my entire existence in the booth. It is the most beautiful and most incredible expression that I have ever experienced. Okay? You know, I've recorded one personal classic. You know, I had an album called Everything's Eventual, which, you know, I guess forward, you know, it was released October of 2013. So, you know, we're on closing in on 11 years now when it was originally released. And today I look at it and say, well, you're damn right, everything's eventual, because I am eventually going to accomplish everything I've ever set out for. I've already been on the way, and I continue to do so. And I continue to break barriers, and I continue to smash barricades because I have to. It is who I am. And now, the Greatest F.O.E, we are set to launch April 7th, 2024. And we're going to be live, baby. We're going to be live Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. And it'll be exactly 11 years from the WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania that I attended, which happened to be no other place than MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, my hometown. So, the Greatest F.O.E has not completely changed. It's just, you know, it's been remixed a little bit. And it's been remixed to a more solid, concrete, authentic foundation where we're going to talk, and once again, we're going to talk to the niche audience of lovers of both the hip-hop and professional wrestling culture who understand how these two worlds intertwine. So, I appreciate you guys, you know, waiting for me, because I know you've seen the posts for a couple years now, talking about when is goddamn show going to release. This guy's full of shit. He doesn't even own a phone or a camera or the internet. Whatever it is, I get it. I get it. But what I also know is that you can't rush greatness. And now greatness is upon us. And now greatness ensues. And now, stay tuned for the show. We'll see you in 2 weeks.